water assets. Now, we had some fun not long ago. Greg Heitzman and I got to hang out with Mayor Fisher about a year and a half ago, and we brought the mayor in over to WaterStep. It was kind of fun. Just the three of us were hanging out, and I had this dry marker board. I love to draw on the dry marker board. I draw a lot of boxes and circles, and nobody really knows what I'm doing, but I like to do that. So you're really glad you don't have a dry marker board here with you today. But anyway, one of the things that we started doing for Mayor Fisher was saying, look at our city. You've got all these water assets. You've got all these people that have influenced water. And you've got all this history of water right here in Louisville, Kentucky. And you've got one of the greatest water resources that flows right by us every day in the Ohio River. We believe this is the water capital of the world. And you know, the mayor's got his little red moleskin. Y'all see him pull that out. He's scribbling on that like crazy, which that felt pretty good. We were saying something of importance to him. And so we began to begin to identify Louisville as the water capital of the world. See, I believe we are the water capital of the world. I just believe we hadn't owned that yet. And I think it's time for us, a city, to step up to the plate and start making sure that we own that and let other people know about that. And the greatest gift I think this Rotary Club can give is to help make that happen and then give that gift to the rest of the world. Back to the chlorine generator. I love this little thing. It's elegant. I like to say it's sexy sometimes, but a lot of people don't like me to say that, so I won't. But it's an extremely elegant tool. And people ask, well, what kind of price is that tool? What kind of work can you do with that thing? Now, I got to hang out with Bill Clinton a few months ago, which was kind of fun. And he was speaking over in Lexington, and you know, it's kind of weird. Like, we got moved. I was with Tina Ward Pugh, and we got moved from one place where it was well lit to a place that was kind of dark, and a place that was darker, and then we ended up back by this SUV that was running and had a lot of exhaust, and it was really dark back there. So anyway, Bill Clinton comes by, and he sees one of the innovations. If I got time, I'll talk about that we're working on the water ball, but he sees the chlorine generator. He says, tell me about this thing. I said, well, it works on a handful of salt and a car battery and the water available, and you can pump out about 55 gallons of purified water a minute. It's pretty spectacular. It works on electrolysis. And he said, really? He said, well, tell me about this. Can it kill like cholera if cholera is in the water? And I said, yes, sir, all day long. We've done that a whole lot. We've addressed a lot of cholera issues in Haiti. And he said, you're kidding. I said, no, sir. He said, well, man, I could get back to my real job if I could fix that cholera issue in Haiti. And I said, well, this is your tool right here. He said, how much is that? I said, well, I'll give you a really good price if you buy 100 or more. So he's debating on that. But here's the thing that he said. He said, how much does it cost to provide water for somebody? I said, less than $5. He said, for how long? I said, indefinitely. He said, well, I mean, are you talking several months? Are you talking like, weeks? How long does that? I said, indefinitely. And he said, well, I know, but how much time are you talking about? I said, we're not really communicating real well. I said, you set this thing up. We've had these things in the field for over 10 years, and indefinitely you can provide water for a person for $5. It just keeps on running. All you need is salt. And he's like, oh my gosh. So we're going to get to go hang out with Bill Clinton in New York and talk about our city and what we've been able to do here in our city at some point soon, which is exciting. Now, another thing that we do at WaterStep is all about health and hygiene. Because, you can have pure water, but you may not know how to use that. You can have pure water, and maybe you bring a jerry can that's all dirty, and you put the pure water in it. Well, that defeats the whole purpose. So we've got a really robust health and hygiene program that Southern Command, based out of Miami, who's kind of the networking program for all the military departments in their work in Caribbean and South America, they like that. And Commander Nobrega at our meeting in Miami said, tell me more about Diarrhea Debbie. She's kind of a superstar in the health and hygiene kit. So health and hygiene is a strong program that addresses a program really dedicated towards children, because children in the community drive that boat to help their parents remember the important things about health and hygiene. I got to be in Haiti in August. It's kind of great to be down there and see some of the neat work that we've done. One of the neat spots I got to see was a prison. Prison was built for 80 people. There's 395 people living in that prison. It's a place for intense disease. We put a system in there in January, and the guards were falling all over us, excited about what we'd done there because they'd seen a difference in the level of health there. Now, I got to hang out in a community, and I got a little video camera, and I got surrounded by these, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 moms. And I said, tell me what you've seen here, if you don't mind, if you got a minute. Has the community changed at all that's visible since you've had this water purification system? And Maria, she was the gal that's right behind her little house, and everybody from the community comes to hang out there. And the moms were saying stuff like this: I'm pregnant now, and I'm confident because the water I'm drinking, my baby's going to be healthy. I had another mama say this: my kids go to school, they don't drink the water at school, I won't let them. They take this water to school, they don't drink anything but chlorinated water. They said they don't have parasites like they used to have. My kids are healthy. My kids are healthy, my kids are healthy. Those stories kind of echoed through the entire time together, which was fantastic. Now, back home, back in Louisville, Kentucky, I want to talk about that a little bit. We had a great opportunity to hang out with, anybody go to the Idea Festival? Is that pretty cool? Anybody go there? Oh, people, bless your hearts. We need to do that more next year, okay? Let's put that on our calendar for September. We're going to have a room full of Idea Festival people. Anyway, Chris Kimmel does a great job with that, and over in Lexington, and we kind of presented him with an idea. Let's do some water stuff at Idea Festival. He says, I don't know if you know Chris, but he's like, oh my gosh, that sounds great. Let's go. Let's just go crazy. Let's go crazy. And so what started out was like maybe a little hour discussion turned into a whole day. And Dr. Joe Jacoby's here. Raise your hand, Joe. Joe is a Rotarian and knows water like crazy. He was on the USNS Comfort for us a couple of years ago for 3 months, field testing the Chlorine Generator and doing a lot of work. But Joe also tackled with Sam and the other engineers this project. We're going to build out front on Main Street. We're going to try to build over 100 chlorine generators right in front of everybody to show everybody the wonderful eye candy of this thing. So If Water is what we called it, and we've been dreaming about this international symposium that could happen here in Louisville, Kentucky. And we got a day kind of seed of that. And Greg came in, and some of Greg's buddies and some of our buddies, Dr. Bill Smock, who's our new WaterStep medical director, spoke about water and its influence in medicine, which was an incredibly powerful topic. And we put together this huge day, and out front we built for 4 days all these chlorine generators. What I'm telling you is we've got the energy right here to bring an international water symposium like no other right here in Louisville, Kentucky. Here's why I know that. We've studied the water symposiums and conferences around the globe. They're all talking heads, okay? Well, that's fine. There's something to learn. But right here in Louisville, see, with all our water assets and resources, we can have some talking heads. We can have some visits to actually where people are changing the world of water in their companies. We can actually do some training and help people travel internationally to do water projects around the world. So we think we're on the verge of a great international water symposium, and If Water will be bigger next year to address that, and y'all need to be there at that in September. Now, I'm going to close up because I know y'all are on a timeline, and I know I'm not supposed to ask y'all anything. I can't ask you for money today. I can't ask you for anything. So here's what I want to do. I want to ask you what WaterStep can do for you. That's what I want to ask. Because I believe with all my heart we're the water capital of the world. If you're this big Rotarian club that's number 8 in the world, that sounds like a lot of influence to me. We believe that no Rotarian group should do anything internationally ever without addressing water issues. And further, I humbly believe that no Rotarian group should do anything internationally with water without the influence of our people right here in Louisville, Kentucky, because we're the water capital of the world. I think we need to start scraping up our resources, making a claim that we're the water capital of the world, and start finding a way to communicate that and invite other Rotary clubs and anybody that's traveling internationally to realize the assets that are available and the things that we're working on in the future to make an influence with water. I think that's a pretty powerful statement for us to be a part of. Compassion is what Tom lives his life by. And if you got a chance to know Tom, he's got an incredible heart. He doesn't talk many stories without tearing up a little bit, and invokes his heart and his love for people in all of his stories. If water is the greatest problem in the world, which it is, a child dies every 15 to 20 seconds because of waterborne disease. It's the greatest killer of people in the world, bar none. Then we believe the greatest step of compassion is to give pure water and access to water to people around the world. So if we're going to be this compassionate city that we're supposed to be about, we also believe water needs to be a part of that compassionate step forward globally. So I'm here to ask you, how can we help out with that? We're up. We've just moved to a place over at Central Park. I invite you to come by for a tour. We consider that, Barbara, what do you call that? The International Water Training Center?
Water capital.
Water capital of the world. Oh my gosh. We can clap in a minute about that. So we've moved to develop more a place of training and opportunity to gather students as we're gathering, engineers to play and enjoy and imagine and dream doing more in a collective environment. We changed our name. We used to be Edge Outreach, and people are like, hey, why don't you change your name? Because it takes about 20 minutes to get people from the name Edge Outreach till we do something with water. Bless her heart, we got a gal up in Indianapolis, and every time she said Edge Outreach, she said, oh, you work with the homeless. No, we work with water, so she's got to, do all that talking. But we changed our name to WaterStep because we believe there are steps to take in appropriate manner so that people can have a sustainable resource for water in their lives to increase the health of their community and their lives. So with these changes, with the Idea Festival that we've been able to celebrate recently, and with the power that we have of Louisville, Kentucky, I want to ask you, what can we do to help this city be the water capital of the world? Because we believe that with all our hearts, and we're here. We've dug our roots deep. We just bought a darn building. So we're here. So what can we do for you to make that happen? So thanks.
Thank you, Mark. That was great. We're going to entertain some questions, and as I warned you, some folks do have to get back to the office. Let me present you with a certificate which memorializes our donation in your name to our signature project, the Rotary Promise Scholarship. Thank you very much.